But again, we have seen the controversy over face masks and whether or not they're being implemented in New York State. They are for indoor spaces. But also, let's take you to New York City, where Mayor Bill de Blasio is announcing the most aggressive vaccine mandate in the country, requiring all private sector workers in the city to get vaccinated by the end of the month. Yesterday, he laid out some details for that plan. Joining us to discuss is New York State Assemblyman Will Barclay. Assemblyman, thanks for coming on. Let me just share what the mayor had tweeted out there, because a lot of people have some questions about this, right? You've got the city's mayor really dictating what private businesses can and cannot do, saying our private sector vaccine mandate is a preemptive strike. We've seen a COVID-19 resurgence across the globe. The reason we've held the line, vaccinations. The private sector wants our city to come back stronger than ever. This is the key. Assemblyman, your reaction to the mayor's plan?
Well, it's just more of the same we've seen over and over again, whether it's New York City or, frankly, it's with the former governor of New York and now the current governor, Governor Hochul, putting down these mandates on citizens of New York and on small businesses and businesses to try to fight the pandemic. Now, it'd be great if some of these things seem like they're based in science, but that doesn't always bear out to be the case. I mean, the mask mandates, there's maybe a little bit of inconvenience about wearing a mask, but ultimately we have to ask the question, are these really doing anything to curb the virus? And where you see other states that don't have these types of mandates, they either have lower infection rates or the same infection rates in New York State. So I always want to keep our citizens safe. I think we should be very cognizant of that and do everything we can. But at the same time, we want any of these mandates coming down from government, whether it's New York City or the state, to be based in science and actually have an effect on curbing the pandemic.
Yeah, and there already are so many mandates put in place for New York City in particular. Again, if you've been tuning in, you know that in New York City, if you want to just go out and eat a pizza indoors, you've got to show proof of vaccination, and you got to prove it with your ID. Photo ID as well. So that's what's happening in New York, and that's soon to be for 5-year-olds, 5 to 11, now that they've had that vaccine approved. There's some reports that Bill de Blasio, once his term as mayor is over on January 1st, is considering a run for governor. What do you think about that?
Well, I say bring it on. I think he may have been somewhat successful in New York City, although I don't know if he could win re-election there now with some of the radical policies he's tried to implement. So that's whether it's giving citizens or non-citizens the right to vote, whether it's defund the police, safe injection sites, you name it. All his policies are very radical. I think when you try to take that to the whole state, you see a lot of people, particularly upstate, push back against those policies. So I think it would be a mistake for him to run. I don't think he'd be successful. But as a Republican, I would say bring it on, because I think the candidates that we have for running are much more moderate and speak to the issues that are very important to all New Yorkers.
You brought up one thing in New York City in particular, again, this giving non-citizens voting rights for the city here. And there's some restrictions there. It's green card holders, DACA recipients as well, who would be included in that. And again, it's the city elections, not for the state and, of course, federal elections as well. But talk to me about that decision, the fact that it did pass in New York City Council. How do you think that could impact future voting and elections?
Well, I'd ask anybody to look at this. What is the purpose of being a citizen anymore, particularly in New York City? Non-citizens can get a driver's license. They can get unemployment benefits. They get free legal assistance. And now they have the right to vote. You wonder what type of, what's the incentive to become a citizen when you get all the rights and benefits a citizen get anyways. This is just for New York City, as you mentioned, but as I've seen time and time again, usually these ideas come out of the progressive left out in New York City, but then they want to expand them throughout the whole state. Fortunately, I think currently in law, this would not hold up if it was taken to court. And I, myself, and others are sponsoring legislation to make that crystal clear. So hopefully we can get that passed so there wouldn't be any question whether you have to be a citizen or not to vote in New York State.
Again, so that's going out for voting in the city here, this plan. But think about these local businesses as well. As we go back to that first topic of conversation here, these businesses requiring vaccines for their employees in the private sector. What's your recommendation for some of these small businesses who feel as though they really have no choice?
Yeah, it's really tough. And you bring up a good point. The one problem with mandating the vaccination, I happen to believe that everybody ought to be vaccinated. I don't think we ought to mandate that. And the problem is, just as you know, the employment rates are really hard to find employees. And I know upstate we have healthcare. A lot of our hospitals are suffering because they're required to get vaccinated, and they've lost 10 to 20% of their workforce. And now we're having a real crisis being able to get staffing for hospitals. A lot of nursing home hospitals have had to shut down floors and shut down services because they don't have enough people to staff it. And so that also affects small businesses. I mean, let's face it, if you can't get employees, you can't sell your products. And I think we're seeing that around the state. So it's, again, I think we want to have common sense of what we want to do here. And I don't think it's bad to look at other states and see where they've been successful, other countries where they've been successful. Yeah. And these straight out mandates, you look at other states, Florida, Texas, or whatever, their infection rates aren't any worse than ours.
It's a totally different experience. It really is. It feels like a totally different state, and it is, obviously, but just the way that politicians approach dealing with the pandemic, completely different there. And again, the same thing with New York City Mayor not allowing those religious or medical exemptions or the option to weekly test out as well. It's pretty direct. That's supposed to go into effect by the end of the month. As we know, though, the mayor will be leaving office and Eric Adams is coming in. We'll wait and see what he decides to do next. Assemblyman William Barclay joining us on the program, though. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
You got it.